Alright, and the stream is live.
Alright, so what would you guys like to do?
I think the first thing is we should
Is Waka going to be here?
No, Waka's camping, so he's AFK.
Oh right, he is camping.
and secure the prisoner.
Would you like to move the bodies too? I'll just move the tokens for you.
Let's move them like up here.
Could you ping that again? I missed it.
Like up here in the bushes up towards the top.
Oh. Pull up like that.
Yeah, we'll probably take the guy we captured to one of our rooms.
Okay. To hide the bodies in the bush, I'm going to need you to make a deception check. I think it's deception.
Since we're all doing it, can we do it with advantage?
Yes.
Deception.
Are we each rolling deception?
Oh, really? Okay, wow.
What was that, Irma?
Are we each rolling deception?
Basically, no, it was just going to be one person because people are helping. It gives that person advantage. Both people that rolled though failed, and by that I mean they rolled low. So you try. You're pretty sure that you got it covered to the best of your ability, but the bush in this area is pretty thin, and there's some people watching. So
Blood trail.
The whole town is watching.
well, there's a blood trail. There's drag marks. It's not the work you did with the wagon, but you know it's not in the bar.
Also, I think we want to loot the bodies as well.
Okay. They have two short swords each and studded leather armor. Other than that, they didn't come with coin purses. They didn't come with anything like backpacks or anything like that.
I'm
Red
going to
bandanas.
I'm going to take one of the studded leather armor.
Okay.
And I'm going to take one of the short swords.
Okay.
Alright, per the roleplay channel, I was trying to wave over Tolbin to see if he has some kind of rejuvenating type of drink.
He doesn't. The only drinks he has are alcoholic or water.
Alright, then I keep my head basically down on the bar counter until we're set to interrogate this guy.
Okay.
My character walks behind the counter, grabs a couple glasses, and pulls a black with gold flakes, flaked bottle out of my backpack. Breaks open the bottle of wine, and pours a glass for myself. Would anyone else like one?
I raise my hand from the elbow up without saying a word.
Yes!
I'll take one.
Oh, there's somebody's echoing. Okay. My character pours 2 more glasses and hands them to Amory and Kalena.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, I think we have work to do. I don't know if we have time for this.
No reason to stay thirsty while we're interrogating a prisoner.
I guess me and what's Waka's character name?
Geth, Windbreaker.
Gath Windbreaker. Okay. I guess we're going to just kind of like disarm the prisoner and tie him up with some rope in one of the rooms in the back.
Okay.
Wait for him to come.
It's not his body. Like he's not fighting back. It doesn't take much to tie him up or disarm him. What room would you like to be in? I don't think I gave you guys rooms.
I know.
At least on this map.
I think I rented a room, and I think everyone else went for like the cheap stuff.
I also rented a room, but they were not assigned, I don't think.
Yeah, they weren't assigned.
Yeah, no, I didn't. That's why I said like I didn't assign everyone rooms. So I just want to know what room you're moving the body to, so I can move the token.
I guess this one up here.
Kind of sucks that Walker was missing. He said he was excited to do the interrogation.
Yeah, but I mean, plans happen. Or in this
Stupid
case,
real
forgetting
life.
plans happen.
Right, so are we all doing the interrogation?
You don't necessarily have to.
Can Kalina sit on the outside of the room, like in the hallway, take a short rest while listening in on the interrogation? Kind of keeping a watch, kind of listening in?
Yeah, you can.
I'll keep a
Uh,
watch too.
Cal, you could, but it's strange. You're deaf and mute and blind. So
What? Why is she deaf and mute and blind?
Cal,
Oh, Cal, responding to D&D General.
he was saying if you need a stand-in paladin. No, I think I'll be fine.
Can you remove my duplicate token? I don't think I can do it.
You can't. So who's going to be part of the interrogation?
I will be.
My character's not very intimidating.
Okay.
I'm going to attempt to use Charm Person on him when he wakes up.
Okay. It takes about 10 minutes of him being knocked out completely. Well, between 10 more minutes between you dragging bodies and hiding him and stuff. And he comes through. What is the... Oh.
So he has to beat a spell DC, a charisma saving throw of 13, I think.
Yeah. I'm just looking for my d20.
No, wisdom saving throw.
You utter your arcane words and go through your somatic gestures, and some slight ripple, like vapor, permeates the air around his head, penetrating his ears, and his eyes glaze over for a second, and they become clear again. You're not quite sure if the charm worked, but something happened.
Hello, are you awake?
Yeah, I'm awake. Good observation, dumbass.
So we just have a few questions to ask you. Would you mind answering them?
Nah, what you want to know?
We want to know if you were sent here by your organization that you work for.
You damn right I was. What kind of question is that?
So that they know you would be missing if you were not to turn up?
Nah, I don't know if I'd go that far. I mean, there are a lot of us. I'm not exactly button elbows with glass staff myself, but someone might miss me.
How many of them are there?
I wasn't exactly doing head count at chow this morning.
Take a guess.
45, 50.
Yeesh.
Am I the only one interrogating at the moment?
I believe so, actually.
Okay, awesome. Thanks,
I
guys.
think so. Sorry.
Do we want to necro walk his character and say they're both doing it?
No, Waka's character's drinking at the bar with Sildar.
Okay.
He has some stuff he wants to chit-chat with.
So who is the leader of your organization?
That'd be Glassstaff.
Sorry,
Owns-
taking notes.
owns the manor up the road. Kind of points at a wall, but he's unsure of his direction, so you don't know if it's actually pointing to the proper area. It's like that way.
Good to know. Out of curiosity, would you happen to know anything about the Crag Mall?
They're a group of how would I put it? They're a group of bandits. Um, yeah, bandits, I guess. They like to ransack caravans. Leader claims to be a warlord of some sort, but I ain't see him do anything major as far as territorial shift.
You wouldn't happen to know where their base of operation or hangout might be, would you?
No.
Okay, good to know.
After pouring myself another glass of wine, I enter the room and I ask the gentleman, why was it your organization sent you here?
Brighten you off. Scare you a bit. Rattle you up.
How is it you know that we came to town?
Glassstaff knows a lot of things. Likes to keep a pulse on what's going on here. Keep an eye on you folk.
Why do they call him Glass Staff?
Well, supposedly, and I haven't seen him, so bear with me. He carries a staff made of pure glass.
I want that staff.
I crack open the door and ask him to ask for the guy's name and shut the door.
You open the door and what?
I open the door, ask my compatriots to ask for the guy's name, and then shut the door.
You wouldn't happen to know his real name, would you?
No, like that's the guy that we're interrogating for his name.
Oh, what's your name, by the way?
Well, my friends call me Blake. I guess you could call me Blake.
I see. Do all the ruffians hang out in this cottage that Glassstaff has?
Yeah. Yeah, we run that house. It's our base of operation, as some of your military folk might say.
How many years have y'all been operating in this town?
I only been with the ruffians for about 5 or 6, 10 days.
Wow, that's a short amount of time. Where were you before you came to this town?
I was from Tribor, a bit north of here. Ran out of luck picking locks and fled south. Glassstaff brought me in.
Can I make an insight check to see how truthful he's seeming?
Sure.
Oh, I double. Sorry.
Well, I'm gonna go with the 8. No, it's fine. Anytime that happens, I'll always default to the first roll.
If he's charmed, by the way, you have like advantage on all social rolls. Just keeping that out there.
I do or you do?
I do because he's charmed. It gives me advantage.
Oh, well, okay. As far as you're aware, he's being truthful. He's not in a panic state or anything like that. He doesn't seem desperate. He seems calm and collected.
What sort of operations is your gang running in town? Why are you guys here?
Well, it's a hard question to answer. Little bit of this, little bit of that, really. Moved some contraband stuff north of here to Mirabar. It's a long trek. Don't take it. Well, I mean, a lot of things. Is there anything specific you want to know?
Why are you in this town particularly?
I done answered that. I fled Tribor after a string of bad luck with
No,
lockpicking.
not you personally.
Now you said personally.
He did say personally.
I did. Why is the gang here in this town? I said specifically. Why set up a gang in this town?
I don't know. I've been here about 6 weeks.
You said you've been here you said you joined the gang like 5 or 10 days ago.
Well, 10 days ago, which a 10 day is a week.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. 6. Okay, I get it. So how did you get in with the gang? Was there an initiation process, or did you sign up on a roll sheet, or what?
I was a bit of a well, I got caught basically. I was breaking into the manor, looking for a place to squat. My bad luck followed me here. Broke in, house was occupied. I was met with an ultimatum. Either join them, or, and I didn't want to know the or. Join them on the spot. Had to have saved my hide.
Interesting.
I ain't show no grit for it either.
Hang on just a second. I'll be back in like a minute. And I step out of the room and
Yeah,
start-
I'm just gonna kind of run away here with my hands tied. Dumbass.
yeah, I step out in the hallway and I ask my comrades what they think.
I think he's a good slap on the head.
Well, he may be charmed at the moment, so there's that. And
But he's still calling you dumbass for the charm?
it doesn't change your personality.
Nope, it just makes me friendly towards you. For all you know, he's like this to all of his friends. Tell me you've never called one of your friends a dumbass?
Every single day.
I do all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Like, as far as you guys know, he's charmed. Or not.
But still, he needs a good ass whooping.
You guys beat him to almost unconsciousness in the bar room beforehand.
Well, before we do that, is there any last things y'all want me to ask him?
I want to know more about this glass staff. What do you look like? Fears, weaknesses? Sounds like he's the
Says
key
he
to...
never says he's never met him personally. And he only knows that he goes by glass staff because supposedly he has a staff of glass. So,
So inventive.
I mean, we could try. You can try pressing him more for that, but I don't know if we'll get any more.
Do you think he might know any secret or secondary ways of getting into the manor? Like stealthy ways?
That's a good question to ask him. So I go back in and say, by the way, this manor that you're hanging out in, what all the entrances? Do y'all have any secret entrances, or just the front door, or?
Man, you guys are gonna make me look at shit.
I'm so sorry, Mr. DM.
Buffering.
I really want to know. This gang has to have a storehouse somewhere around town. Somewhere where they
Only
keep
way in I
shit.
know is through the front door.
All right, good to know. Do you have does the gang have any other buildings that they operate out of in this town?
What you mean?
Like, do y'all have a storehouse or a storefront or anything
No.
other than the manor?
No, we keep all our supplies in the basement of the manor.
Ooh.
Emery cracks open the door and she's like, ask him if they have a secret handshake.
I mean, you can ask me yourself. Damn it, I'm right here. I could see you open the door.
It's too late. She's like, close the door.
Do you have a secret handshake?
No, we don't have a secret hand. Just bring them all in. Just get in here.
Well, Blake, you've been very helpful. I think you're a good friend, and I appreciate your help. And I stab him.
I was waiting for the anti. So you can make the attack roll
Rush.
with
It's with a-
advantage.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
You'd be with advantage.
I don't.
Fine.
Oh yeah. Okay.
He's bound and tied. He's pretty much you hit him.
Yeah, it's just like annihilates him, right? Because it's
Surprisingly, no.
he doesn't die from 9 piercing
I
damage.
thought he was like almost dead
Wait,
when
you
we left.
critted though, because it was up with advantage.
Oh yeah, you crit.
Oh no, that's not. A
He's
crit.
not
That's just a
paralyzed,
20
so-
to hit. Oh, it is an automatic crit.
Yeah, it's a 20, isn't it?
Well, he's
Automatic
prone.
crit?
That's
No, I rolled a
No.
15
Let me
plus
look at
3 plus.
look up restrained.
Restrained is not an automatic crit. Paralyzation is a crit.
And yeah,
I thought he rolled a natural 20, that's why.
No,
No,
he
it's just
didn't.
20 total.
yeah, no. You stab him real good. And he his eyes go dark, and the gloss like that you seen appear and then fade reappears across his eyes, and then just his pupils dilate out completely, and just kind of slumps in the chair.
I go out and I say, well, that takes care of that.
Is he dead?
You can go check. And I go out to the bar.
I go inside just to double check.
He leaps out the back window.
Shit,
I'm
guys!
kidding. I'm kidding. He's fine. he's slumped
He
in the
he
chair.
should have had like 1 HP.
He's tied up and now
He did have 1 HP,
stabbed.
except he has 16 HP normally, so the 9 wasn't enough to kill him outright. It just knocked him unconscious.
Yeah, but he just came back from consciousness. Oh, it just knocked him unconscious? What?
No, the unconscious he was at before. Well, it's all how long complicated thing. He's not dead. He's bleeding out, basically.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you peek in the door. He's slumped in the chair, bleeding out.
Is it noticeable that he's bleeding out or that he's dead?
You'd have to make a medicine check to see if he's dead. Definitely. Just like peeking through the door, you can't see any vitals or anything like that. He looks like he's been stabbed and he's bleeding out.
So can I help Emery with that since she was going in
Oh.
first?
Sure.
Medicine check, you said?
Yeah. He looks dead.
But would she have
I can't-
advantage since I was helping?
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Never mind. Roll again. He looks dead.
I go back, I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's dead, guys. He looks dead.
I go back and stab him like 5 more times just to make sure.
Savages.
He's thoroughly dead.
He's
I stab
dead.
him one more time.
He actually comes back to life, tap dances a bit, and then leaps out the back window. And then dies in the bush with his friends. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
I go to the bar.
A fucking kishba. Yeah, my Tuesday crew are savages. They make you guys look like a bunch of fucking pussies. We're gonna flee from these giants. We're just here to catch you. Kill them all. Kill them all.
I want to see anyone from your Tuesday group handle that room.
No, it's stupid. That's just all sorts of bad.
Yeah, no thanks.
Oh, come on. It was only, what, 6 hill giants? Counting 4 ogres, 6 goblins. That's not counting the things that were in small adjacent rooms to the east of that main room.
I've ended every battle so far since we started at 2 HP or less. I'm good.
So, with the interrogation through, what would you guys like to do? Just walk back out to the bar?
We're just gonna converse at the bar.
You get out, and Geth and Sildar are having a conversation around their table. No one's at the bar. Bartender
Can I-
just kind of glass.
Can I eavesdrop on their conversation?
Sure. They're not being secretive. They're just talking. So it doesn't. You don't have to like make a listen check. They're going back and forth about the prospects of who might know more about the Kragmas in town. If Gunjan's brother's in town, because one of his brothers lives here. Stuff like that.
This is a question to you guys because I'm not sure. Did we find out anything about Gunjan?
Nothing new. Not that I
Not
recall.
really. We found out that he's probably been taken by a Kragmaw tribe.
Wait, I'm sorry, I missed that. What'd you say?
We found out that he was probably taken by the Kragmaw. We found this out by Sildor, and that they took him at the bequest of the Black Hand. No, the Black Spider. And that's pretty much all we really know. Sildar seems to think his brothers have been kidnapped as well, and that they're probably all dead. But fuck Sildar.
From overhearing the conversation, I need you to make an insight check on me, or I'd like you to make an insight check on me.
Oy.
Sildar seems pretty upset. You could hear him fighting back some emotion in his voice. He's holding his composure at the table, but he kind of like you could see him fight back, periodic bouts of emotion by taking like sips of some bourbon and stuff they has at the table or shuffling paper.
Okay. I turn to Denier and Didgeridoo, and what do you guys want to do? What's the plan?
I think the best plan is if we can find out information on where the Kragmaw are at, though we may have to deal with this band of thugs sooner rather than later now, thanks to
Yeah,
our
I'd like
friend
to.
Gidry here.
I would like to clear out these bandits so that the town is safe. So we have a kind of base of operations that we can kind of search for Gundyr in.
I mean, he said there's about 45 other guys. That's kind of a lot.
Well, we don't really have an option now. It's either flee the town or take care of these guys. I was hoping that we could have worked something out, but that possibility is gone now.
Yeah, their attack on us kind of screwed with our.
To be fair, we attacked first. Looks at
With
They
an-
kind of came here looking for trouble. I was just, I could feel it from them. That's why I got angry and threw an apple. All right.
Did you see how nice Blake here? Not how nice Blake was. They weren't that bad.
Can you hear the lack of Didgeridoo's accent? It sounds like dupe the whole time.
This is true. I haven't been playing like with any of my Australian friends for a while. The accent's just gone out of my head.
Head shake.
We were also supposed to meet back at the what was the name of it? Barthur's Provisions. Barthur's Provisions.
Yep.
We were supposed to meet them today. She's probably waiting for us right now. She was a bit busy last night with bed.
Maybe she'll have more information on this Red Brand group.
Or the Crag Mall.
Yeah, I guess we should go to the provisions place and check up and see what we can learn there.
Well, at this point, now that we have stirred the local thugs, I don't think we should travel alone through the town.
I agree.
I agree.
So
If
I
we
guess
do have to split up for any reason, if some of the party can stay safe, I have 2 of their bandanas that we could probably use to create disguises.
all the thugs we've seen so far have been like human, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Didri, I don't think that's going to cut the mustard.
Well, I can pass for human enough. It's only really my my pointy ears that give me away, and I can hide those under my hat. Just
Good luck with that.
it's a plan for something we don't have to plan out yet, is what I'm saying.
If you feel comfortable walking around, I'm not going to stop you.
I totally agree with you. I think we should stay as a group because these guys are probably pretty keen on kicking our asses.
I mean, he said they're a big organization. Maybe they won't notice the guys are gone for too long.
I think he was lying about that because if they were sent here to check up on us, they were sent by someone who was expecting an answer back.
True.
Hey, Hammer, was this the
Yeah.
inn that we first stayed at when we came to this town?
No, this was a place called the Sleeping Giant. It's a bar further up the road, about 3 buildings closer to the manor than the inn that you were staying at.
Okay, I thought so.
Well, I'm out of spells for the day, so we can't get into anything too rough.
Yeah, I need to rest as well.
What time
Maybe
of the
we
day
should-
is it?
It's about midday at this point. I believe I said they approached you guys at high sun, which was a high noon joke. So it's a little after that. I think actually between the encounter and the interrogation, I'd say it took probably an hour and a half, 2 hours, hiding the body and all that fun stuff. So, sundown. The sun's going down.
Let's go to the provisions before they close for the day.
Okay. Oh, and Irma, there's the map of Phandalin in the journal, if you have not seen that.
Ooh, thank you.
You're welcome. You should have been here when I accidentally linked the entire map and everything that was supposed to happen.
Darn it.
It was like everyone got a glimpse into the Matrix.
And now we're going to have deja vu.
Yeah,
I didn't
it's-
read any of it. So I think, yeah, we'll go to the Barthen's provisions.
Okay. It's actually not too far from the Sleeping Giant. It's basically a straight shot from the building you're in, as long as you cut behind a building.
You mean the Stone Inn?
Which,
We're in the Stonehill Inn, right?
no, you're in the Sleeping Giant.
To the right of it on the map.
I thought the Sleeping Giant was... Oh, so they were in the Trensindor Manor. Okay.
Yes. The manor
So
up
we
the hill
s-
is Trensindor's Manor.
So we stayed at the Stonehill Inn, and we're
Yes.
at the Sleeping Giant.
Correct.
Okay. Makes sense now. I thought we were still at the Stonehill Inn.
new. And that confusion may have been on my part. So, but you guys are heading to Barthen's Provisions.
Yes.
It's not a far walk. It's a little under 1,000 feet. Actually, it's a lot under 1,000 feet. You get there, doors open, torch is lit in a sconce on the wall. Books and odds and oddities line the shelves inside. You see some swords, some like old worn armor, a couple vials of some sort of liquid, and an old woman. Well, old in D&D terms, she's in around her 50s. Human woman standing behind a counter, face down, writing in what looks like a ledger. She pays no mind to the fact that you guys have either walked in or are at the door.
We go on in.
Yeah, she continues writing in her book.
I push Hammery forward.
Hi, good afternoon, good evening.
Good day. How may I help you?
I turn around and be like, what do we need, guys?
Yes, you may have remembered us from yesterday. We dropped off the cart.
Yes. I don't remember why you would be here today, though. I believe I paid you yesterday.
You paid us, but you said to come back in the morning that you would have more information for us.
Yes, Ungundren.
We suspect he's been taken by the Cragmaw. Would you know anything about that band?
Nothing specific. They're just a particular nuisance that hunt on the Tribor Trail, ransacking caravans and stuff like that. But I've never heard of them taking a prisoner. They usually let people who are fleeing flee and just take the goods. It's easier that way for them.
Do you know if one of Gundren's brothers lived in the town, right?
Yes,
Have you seen him or heard from him recently?
I haven't spoke to him in a few months, but I mean, I know he lives in town.
Do you know where he lives in town?
Small shack behind the Phandelver Miners Exchange. There's a building back there that they rent room and board to. Well, they used to rent room and board to miners. He's kind of taken up homestead there.
While we are here, are there any supplies we need for our journey going forward? We need to restock on anything? Rations, potions?
Any ball bearings?
Yes, there's a bag of ball bearings.
How much for the bag of ball bearings?
Whatever the price is in the player's handbook. It's
Hold
Cal,
on.
you di-
What
Cal
is
is
the
looking
player
it up.
handbook?
Cal didn't even use his ball bearings. He's done nothing but hold on to his balls.
But he has his bearings.
I have 0 bearings, by the way, guys.
So, it's whatever the price is in the player's handbook. I don't want to go digging around for it right now. Is there anything else anyone else
Yes.
is looking for?
I'm good.
It's 1 gold piece, by the way, for a bag of 1,000.
Sorry, what was that? My brain just like shut off.
I said it was 1 gold piece for 1,000 ball bearings.
Okay.
Did you put the gold in my?
No, I didn't. But you should have 10 extra gold.
Okay.
When we were in the cave, who was it that gave me the jade frog? Like, I have character. I forget who it was.
It was Denier gave it to you.
Okay. I pull Denier aside. Did Sildar tell us who to have look at this jade frog statue? Because we still have this to inspect.
He told us that that he never seen it. He hasn't seen it before, and that that it was just a trinket, right?
Yeah, it was just a random bauble.
But he mentioned that he knew somebody in town who could take a look at it, right? Or am I forgetting?
I don't remember exactly, but I would think that this would be the place that might deal in that type of thing.
Okay, just wanted to double check before we just showed this off in case. I don't know what kind of meaning it has, if any. So I show the bauble to Elmar, the jade frog statue, and I ask her, do you know what this statue is? Does it have any kind of meaning or magical properties that you are aware of?
No, not really. It's just, I mean, it's a pretty statue.
I insight check that bitch.
Go for it.
Damn it.
God,
Well-
we're rolling awful tonight.
You think she's lying. Just something about her facial expression, the calm in her face, the lack of facial expression is alarming to you. But no, it's just, I mean, it's got some nice golden orbs for eyes. It could probably worth 40, 45 gold. But as far as magical properties or meaning, I don't see anything here.
What do you all think? Do we try to sell this or do we hold on to it for a little while?
I say hold on to it.
Yeah, I think someone might know more about it, or it might have some use to us later on.
Okay.
Why should it actually just be like a random trinket? So would y'all want to go try to talk to who was it? Thalden's house?
Whose house?
Gundren's brother. She said it was behind the miners' exchange.
Yeah, it should be Tharden. I mispronounced it the first
Tharden.
time. Yeah, it's Tharden. And he has another brother, Nundro, Nundro, which I told you about last week.
Yeah. So you want to go to
Off
Gundren's
to
brother's
Tharden's house then.
All right. So I guess we move as a party through the town to behind the miners' exchange.
You get there, and the Miners' Exchange is boarded up and abandoned. But behind it, you do see a small barn-sized house. The shutters on the windows are shut. The door is shut. There doesn't seem to be any life inside or around in quite some time. The grass is higher in this area than the other areas in town. It looks miskept at best, dilapidated in some of the worst areas.
Are there any windows on the home?
Yes, but all of the shutters are closed.
I tried knocking on the door.
You knock successfully, but after maybe a minute or two,
A successful
There's no-
knock was had.
We are better
I-
than Vox Machina.
I
Well, you
checked
haven't
the-
tried
Always
to
a
break
successful
down
night.
the door, so let's not go. Let's not open that can of worms.
Fair enough.
I see if the door is locked.
It's not actually.
I open the door.
You open it up, and it looks like a nice, quaint house. It's definitely been lived in. There's pots and a kettle on the stove. There's some dirty dishes in the sink, but there's no torches lit or any lanterns lit for light inside. And as I said, all of the windows and shutters are shut, so the slight light that comes through the slat work isn't exactly brightening it up. But from what light you can see, there's dust on the tables and on the surface areas of other things you could see.
Is there like any type of disturbance or everything kind of put away?
No, everything seems kind of put away.
Um, who wants to go in?
I'll enter
Can I check
first.
to see if anyone's been, if it looks like anyone's been there, or it's just completely abandoned?
I mean, it looks like someone's lived in here, but it looks like they haven't been here in a while.
I will enter first,
Okay.
but I'll be looking for traps as I go in.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind. Dupe, what are you doing?
Nursing my bottle of wine.
And what about you, Kage and Irma?
After he goes in, I wait to make sure that nothing happens to him. Then I follow him.
Yeah.
And
Nothing
I-
happens to him after maybe 5 feet of him moving through the door cautiously and paying attention to the surroundings.
And I look to see if there's any papers or anything that might be of interest or information in the room.
While this is happening, can I just make sure like nothing's hanging, like I don't see anything outside that's a little bit odd?
You can make a perception check. Are you looking at the map of Phandelver?
Yeah.
Okay. If you follow the arrow that says Phandelver Mine Exchange from the gray building, it's like bottom left of that, like, there's a brown building, okay? It's not Halia's home. It's the other unmarked brown building. Up the road from that is a place called Lion Shield Colster. On the front porch of it, you see a ruffian just kind of looking in your direction. And when he sees you look up, he looks back down at something, like a mug. And I have nephew aggro.
What?
I have nephew aggro, so I'm going to be a bit distant. But did you hear anything I said?
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out which house it is. You said not the one. Is it the little house next to Halia's home on the right side or the
No.
left side?
If you're looking at Phandelver's Mine Exchange, it'd be like to the bottom left corner.
Like right above the PH?
No, that's a gray building. Further up, it's right behind the building.
Okay. And you said I see a ruffian, and when he sees me look up, he
What?
looks down.
Yeah, 1 second.
I'm going to be right back.
Did we get XP for the ones in the bar?
We got.
Yes, we got 50
60?
XP.
What's 50?
How much XP do you guys have?
385.
385.
385. Alright, never mind.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Are you back yet, Hammer?
No, I don't think he's back yet.
For all the times he gives me advice about just kicking my niece to get her to leave me alone, doesn't seem to follow it himself.
Don't let him hear you say that.
You can be the first one he kills.
He already tried to kill me. Didgeridoo is unstoppable.
Your near-death experiences.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
No, welcome back.
My nephew knows how to open doors, and he's supposed to be going to bed, and he got up off his bed, ran across our living room, opened my door, and he was like, "But," because he doesn't want to go to sleep.
That's adorable.
It is adorable. He shut my bedroom door too, right in his dad's face. It was great. He was like, "No, you can't come in here. It's me and Bud time. Go away."
Aw.
So I went and put him to bed. Where were we? Did you figure out the building? What building I was talking about?
I think so.
But yeah, like I said, it's the line shield. It's like Coster, I think. You see a ruffian, he's looking at you, and then once he realizes he's being looked at, he looks down at some sort of bottle in his hand. It's either a mug or a vase. You can't quite tell from this angle.
I'm gonna go inside and let the other guys know I saw a ruffian looking at me. Like, guys, there's a guy over there at that other place who was looking straight at here. I think he noticed us. He looked like he was looking straight at me.
Do you think somebody should keep a lookout outside in case we get more company?
I think we should get that ruffian from, prevent him from reporting to his comrades.
Do you think it might be a trap? Like they might be trying to ambush us?
Well, he
Also-
just noticed us. I don't think.
I mean, if they're keeping eyes on the Gundren's place and it's clearly abandoned. I mean, Gundren's brother. My bad.
Maybe we should pretend like we're going into Gundren's house, loop around, and keep an eye on Lion Shield Coster
Well,
to see what that
people-
individual.
3 people are already in the house.
Oh,
I just keep looking through the house to see if I find anything that has any information on it or anything like that.
Make an investigation check. With advantage, because you're both looking. You two can decide amongst yourself who's rolling.
I'm +2 to investigation. For you.
I'll keep
I
an eye
am
out.
+3.
Okay, you do it.
Right, you said with advantage?
Yes, because you're both looking. After some digging around, you find a particularly interesting set of notes about the cavern, the what was it, Whalestone Cavern? No, the mine, for lack of better terms, about the mine and the ability to rekindle the forge. It seems that the only means to rekindle the forge is a ritual, and the ritual you can't quite make out. It's very hastily written and kind of smudged. But after that is one thing of note, and the other thing is he seemed increasingly like some of his notes, his journal entries and stuff about the mine, they become increasingly paranoid. It starts off with him, acknowledging they discover this mine, or they think it's the mine. Then it's, he thinks he's being followed. Then it's the notes start getting pretty grim. Fears for his life kind of deal.
Okay. Do I see any kind of date on the entry or anything?
No.
I'm sorry, what was that?
No, none of these are dated.
Does it say like if he decided to leave home, or is there any
No.
indication where he might have gone?
Nope. It's just basically his thoughts. He wants out.
You said there was only one way to rekindle the forge. Was
Yes.
Did
That-
it say
that
what
he
that
know-
was?
The forge is in the Wave Echo Cave.
Did he say what it took to rekindle it?
He said there's a ritual, but the ritual on the vellum is hastily written and smudged, so it's hard to read.
Okay. But I think that's all the information we're going to get from here.
Can we tell, like, based on how everything's laid out, has this place been lived in recently, or has it been abandoned for a while?
Make a survival check.
Sorry, that was with advantage.
That's fine. I was gonna take the first roll. Again, anytime you guys roll with advantage or disadvantage by accident, I just take the roll that's on the left-hand side. So in this case, the 19. So you got lucky. It doesn't necessarily look abandoned, but it looks like it hasn't been lived in a few weeks.
Looks like Gungeon's brother hasn't been here in a while. And based on these journal entries, paranoia either got to him, or someone or something else did.
So the only lead that we actually have is the Cragmaw. And we have no idea where their base of operation is. The only thing we know is that they sometimes do highway robbery.
Is there a chance that this gang in town might have something to do with Gungeon's disappearance or his brother's supposed disappearance? Could they be involved in any of this mine and forge business?
Should have thought of that before we finished interrogating our prisoner. But I guess it's a possibility. I don't get that vibe though. Though I would imagine this gang would know about other gang activities in the area. And so they would be our best bet for finding information out on the Cragmaw.
So, Dupe, were you still standing outside?
Yes.
After Irma points out the ruffian, you notice maybe 5 minutes go by, and he just walks away. Small.
I run inside the house and tell them we immediately need to leave.
Why? What's going on?
The gang that we previously got into a scuffle with is knows of our location.
Can I quickly check if there's any coins around?
Yeah, you can make an investigation check with disadvantage because you're doing it hurriedly. You're doing it quickly.
I cast guidance on her.
What is
Okay.
it?
Oh.
Add guidance to your roll.
How
You
do
would
I-
add one. You would add
Oh.
1d4 to the roll, but you roll with disadvantage because you're doing this in a hurry.
Casting guidance on her as she scavenges for coins.
Now roll a d4. You don't find anything.
Dang it. Alright, guys, let's go.
Hammer.
Me.
The journal that I read, that was Nundro's, correct?
No, that was Thornton's.
It was Thornton's.
Okay, thank you.
So, you walk outside, okay, and Irma, you notice the ruffian is just walking up the street. Little bag in hand, not paying much mind, just walking basically in broad day, well, not broad daylight, because at this point the sun has gone down a bit further, and it's the trees and foliage are starting to cast shadows on the street. But he's not hiding; he's in plain sight. Not acting suspicious or anything. He's just walking up the road.
Well, shall we turn in for the night?
Do we want to follow this guy from a distance and see where he's going?
Do we want to? I don't.
I have nephew aggro again.
I would very much like to keep track of this guy.
Give me
Since we're traveling through the town as a party, like, he definitely made note of us, and if he's headed somewhere, notably to Glassstaff, he's probably going to tell him about us.
He doesn't seem too worried about reporting in.
Would you rather cause a scene and definitely get their attention?
I think he's just trying to keep low key. Because if he immediately ran off, then yeah, of course, like, we know he's trying to alert the rest of his gang so that they can attack us. If he just kind of like, oh, well, I guess I'm gonna head off for the day, just mind my own business. Like, I think that's what he's trying to appear like he's doing. And then I just don't want him to talk to class staff, really.
And the gang has such a presence in this town, he's not worried about walking alone.
Okay, I'm back. So where do you guys head to?
Can we tell which direction this guy is walking towards?
He turns up the street that Stonehill Inn is on, that also shares the same road as the manor. Just keeps walking the direction.
So I think we have two options. Either we intercept him, or as soon as he's out of, like, our line of sight, we kind of hide.
Again, hold on.
Have we had a short rest by the time since the battle this afternoon? I mean, it's been like 6 hours, right?
I have, Kalena has,
Okay, I'm back.
but I don't know if anybody else did.
I was watching the interrogation and enjoying a bottle of wine, so no, I'm not rested.
I don't think anybody's rested.
I don't think I'm rested.
Well, let's just go turn in for the night.
Do you think it's safe for us at Stonehill Inn? If they've been watching us, we might not be able to hide there.
I don't think any place is really safe considering this band of people have such a control over the town.
Let us see if we can rent a
I think-
larger room and all sleep in the same room together tonight. We can take shift in watching.
Sounds good.
You get back to Stonehill Inn, and the barkeep from the night before is posted at the bar like he was the night before. His wife and son running around. It's my nephew's back. This is kind of funny at this point. They're running around, darting at patrons and stuff like that. And- I'm sorry, continue.
I said I was going to catch their attention.
The bartender notices the wife and son don't. They're pretty occupied. How can I help you?
Yes, we are planning to stay another night in town. Tonight I think we want to all get one room.
I don't have a room large enough to accommodate you except for the cots in the back.
Do you have a room? How many are in our party? 5?
Yeah.
Do you have a room that could accommodate 3?
The room that Sildar bought? Well, rented.
Is he staying the night in that as well?
Yes. Yes, he is. He's paid for 1 month's stay.
Oh.
How about two of us go hang out with Sildar and the other 3 and stay in a room adjacent?
I don't think Sildar was too keen with us staying with him.
I mean, we can ask, but that may not be an option.
Should we just rent out 2 rooms then?
Do you have adjacent rooms that maybe fit 2 in each?
I have one more room, a bit down the hall, that is also 10 gold a night. That could fit 3 people, but it's a bit messy. Hasn't been used in, well, since I've opened the shop. I've kind of used it as a storage room, to be honest. But I could send Pip up and he could clean out the room.
Yes, please do that. Oh, sorry, I did not mean to click that. Sorry.
That's fine. You are, in fact, an intelligent.
He's got only 1 room though, right?
He has one room that's the same size as Sildar's, but Sildar has, in fact, rented that room that he's in.
We can
He has other rooms, if that's what you're asking.
I tell the party I'm not like
Like,
a room for 3 people would probably accommodate 3 people, and the other members of the party could sleep on the floor. And I'm not opposed to sleeping on the floor as long as we are out of, off the streets.
Well, the 2 elves only need 4 hours of actual sleep. So the 2 elves could share a bed, and then we would just need like 1 human to like rotate out every like 2 to 4 hours, or non-elf to rotate out every 2 to 4 hours.
Wait, who's a full elf though? Because my half elf doesn't get.
Both Didri and I are full elves.
Oh, okay.
So we can make it work, I think.
We could also just take shifts, no?
That's what I was just saying.
You confused me. Sorry.
he was getting at the fact that the 2 elves only have to sleep 4 hours, so they could both take a shift, and then everyone gets 8 hours of sleep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry, that makes sense. My math was.
We are the watchdogs.
Pretty much.
Arf, arf.
That sounds good.
So I think we will take that. I think we will take that room for 3.
It is in fact 10 gold.
Okay. Who's gonna pay?
How about we split it?
And if all 5 of us are in, as we split it, 2 each.
2
Okay.
each.
2 each.
Do we want to be letting them know that 5 people are staying in that room, though? Or do we want to keep it a secret?
I really don't care.
We're gonna sneak through the window.
Well, no, like, we can pretend like 2 of the party aren't there with us. Pay as though 3 people are getting the room, and then all 5 people just kind of sneak up into the room.
I mean, two guys can like we could just like stand like mosey around the like corridor for like part of the night or whatever.
I think we're overthinking.
I
the
think
room
we
a
are
little bit.
overthinking it. Just take the room and take shifts, and we're fine.
I hand the owner of the inn 10 gold.
I take my 2 gold off the table.
Okay.
Put it
Just
back in my
subtract the gold you spend out of your.
I hold my hand out to get that 2 gold from you.
I reluctantly hand it over.
I smirk at you.
So I guess with that, we are all going into the room.
Yep. I mean, what time is it? It's not like
I mean, it's pretty. It's in the evening. I'll say that. We'll word it that way. It's
I
around.
mean, we could stay at the bar, or we could just go to bed now. I don't care.
Well, I'm getting hungry, so I might get a meal and then head to bed.
I second that. I ask the barkeep, what you got cooking currently?
Well, tonight we have leftovers from breakfast, so bacon, eggs, and pancakes. I hope that's not a problem. We are out of Tribor ham. I know that was a favorite last night, but you guys ate everyone's fill.
I am somewhat particular to pancakes, to be honest. I'll take some of those and some bacon.
2 copper.
My character hands it over. And I
Cal,
take
it's
my
like you knew.
I take my bottle of wine that I have been nursing all night and my pancakes and bacon to a table as close to the corner as I can get.
Are you still sober? Out of
There-
curiosity.
There is.
You've been
No,
nursing it, though.
my character has. I think I've been drinking like all day.
You have, and you've been drinking it at a slow enough pace that you haven't quite got drunk. You kind of got this nice, like, soft buzz and kept it there the whole night. You know, between walking and all of that stuff, it's been hard to get a good drunk on just this bottle of wine.
It's a nice bottle of wine. I really would like to enjoy it.
And I also get a plate of, pancakes, eggs, and bacon.
I'll take some eggs and bacon.
It's 2 copper.
I'll have eggs.
1 copper for you. But you guys find tables either together or alone, your choice, and eat your food. No ruffians come in. None of that. The patrons slowly fade and thin out in the room as Pip and the wife's name I forgot clean tables and start to prep for the closing of the bar area and start making their way into the back room where the cots and it's like a hostel in the back. Minus all the Sedlin torch-induced eyeball explosions.
I talked to the owner for a second. I asked him if the ruffians ever come into his establishment.
They have. They prefer the Sleeping Giant, though, as it seems to be closer to their place of residence. Maybe by blessing of virtue, of distance alone, or the fact that it is pretty much in the center of town. I don't know, but occasionally some come in and steal a coin purse or two, but nothing too dramatic. They haven't caused any fights. They haven't killed anyone here. They don't break in any rooms. Lucky for me. He knocks on wood.
All right, thank you for your time.
He just kind of gestures his head as his hand as he nods and goes to cleaning up the counter from the leftover buffet that he had going. So, now that everyone's eaten, is there anything else you would like to do before you go to bed?
No, I think we're just gonna go to bed.
Well,
Yeah, I think
when we all
Henry
get
just goes upstairs and goes to bed.
when we all get back to the room, I want to ask the group. So, what is our plan for tomorrow? We don't have many leads to go off of.
We don't really have a plan for tomorrow. The only thing we have is possibly confronting the ruffians about the crag mall.
Yeah, if we're gonna spend more time in this town, I would like to know what this gang is up to.
We could scout out that mansion, see what's up with what they're doing, or if they're bringing things in or stuff.
Alright, so tomorrow we try scouting out the manor a little bit more.
Maybe try to look for a hidden entryway to scout out.
I think we should monitor activities at the Sleeping Giant. I know that they may come looking for their friends there.
Bringing up my idea of using these hammer. You said that this gang all wore red bandanas, correct?
Yes.
Okay, because I scavenged 2 of them.
Yeah, no, it's kind of like a calling card of theirs almost. Or like gang symbols, like gang colors.
Outside of my character really liking the look of bandanas, I got an extra one to be used as a disguise. So if we want to keep an eye on the Sleeping Giant, should we have 2 people kind of wear disguises, move through the town sneakily to keep an eye on that while the other party keeps an eye on the manor?
I'm not
Or would
opposed to
you
the
all-
idea.
Would you all prefer to stay as a group? Because we are going to probably attract more attention staying as a group, but since none of our party is incredibly sneaky, I think there's not much we can get away with anyway.
I like the idea of 2 people checking in the Sleeping Giant, and the rest staying close by as backup, rather than searching the manor.
Is that tomorrow or tonight?
Tomorrow. We're just talking about tomorrow's plans.
So I'm not too keen on splitting the party, and even less so having us search on 2 of these gangs' fronts. That might not bode too well if somebody is caught.
Are we concerned about Gundren on a timeline perspective? Like, do we think we're running out of time to save him or anything?
Yes.
I think we are, but we don't have any information.
I think the longer he's held captive, the higher the chance he won't make it out.
But we don't even know where to begin to try to find him.
Well, I don't think Gundren's being kept for information or anything. Is he literally just being kept hostage for a, I don't know, ransom, or as leverage against someone? Because I don't know why someone would keep him to just interrogate him. Because I think if someone was keeping him to interrogate him, then it would definitely be, we'd be in a rush. Because as soon as they're done interrogating him, they might stab him to death in an inn.
Sildar was pretty adamant that Gundren and all his brothers would have been captured, and from what I can tell, he was right from at least what was his name? Thaldor, right?
Yeah.
And it seems that Thaldor has gone missing as well. So Sildar seems to believe that there is something more to these kidnappings than just being purely random.
Okay, so I think
maybe one of them came across information that they want. I mean, like in terms of like maybe Thaldor is on the run or hiding instead of because his home wasn't. It didn't look like it was ransacked or anything.
Well, if he were to leave home willingly, I would believe he would have at least locked his door. The fact his door was unlocked is interesting. Was there actually a lock on his door and it was just not set, or was there no lock on the door at all?
You didn't look.
Yeah, I didn't look. Okay.
So I think this plan with trying to scout out the inn that we fought these ruffians at yesterday is going to be wasting a lot of time that we could use to track down Gundren.
All right, let's all go to the manor then.
Maybe we can intercept one of these ruffians and interrogate them, see if they have any information on Gundren.
Why don't we intercept one and ask them if they can take us to the manor? Go as invited, not as unannounced.
I really like that idea.
I would like to
Hopefully
scout the
they won't know
place.
what we did to their comrades at the Sleeping Giant.
I would like to scout the manor first, though, to see how many we'd be walking into, because we will be surrounded if we enter the manor, invited or otherwise.
Well, when I interrogated Blake, he was pretty adamant that the front door was the only entrance. And I don't believe he was lied. Now, he may not have known about another door, but if he didn't know, then I don't think we have any luck of finding it ourselves.
Well, I mean, do we want to get invited in and be surrounded with, what did Blake say, 45 of them? That's a lot of thugs for us 5 to handle.
Well, one thing I may have hoped for with going to the Sleeping Giant is maybe we could pick off a few there. But we can either, if we go the diplomacy route, I think we should go straight to the manor. If we go an alternative route, I think we should go to the Sleeping Giant Inn and see if we can whittle their numbers down.
I mean, what are we looking to get through the diplomacy route?
Information on the Cragmaw.
Do you think the Kragmas are our best shot right now? Our best
If we
lead?
want to find Gundren, that's the only lead we have to where he would be.
Maybe we can request an audience with Glassef under the pretense of discussing the Kragmaw?
But that would be falling under the route of finding one on their own and intercepting them and trying to convince them to let us talk to Glassstaff.
Oh, it could be as simple as writing a letter, passing it off to one of the members, and having them deliver it to Glassstaff.
If we wrote that letter, we could take the cautious route. Also, scout out the Stonehill Inn the day that we're waiting for the letter to be delivered and replied to. Because if there truly are as many bandits in this town as they say, then if we get to the manor in a diplomatic situation and it goes south, like somebody throws an apple at somebody, then, you know, fighting all of those bandits is going to be a problem. I'd very much like to have more information.
I agree. I'd rather have more information before going the diplomacy route, because, I mean, I know a few of you guys were adamant about freeing the town of the gang members.
I don't care, to be honest with you.
I mean, while we are in town, this is part of our problem now.
You know that freeing the town of the gang may not be the best thing. From the sounds of it, they don't cause too much trouble, and they may be the only line of defense this town might have against any type of attack.
They're still cunts, though. Don't like them any little bit.
They are still cunts, but they are the best lead we have. So I like the route of gathering more information. Should we sleep on it and discuss this further in the morning?
I mean, we could also check around town, see if they have anyone has any information
On?
on the rock seekers, just like what they were up to, or if there's any miners in town who were part of the mining operation.
Well, we know they were attempting to reopen the Wave Echo Caverns, and we know that there's a forge down in it that requires a ritual to open. If my best guess is if they were kidnapped as brothers, as Sildor believes, it's probably to figure out this ritual or something of the likes.
What about the third brother? We don't have any information on him, right?
Sildor is adamant that he was kidnapped as well, so. And he was supposedly, Sildor said that he was supposed to be traveling to this town as well, right?
Yeah. He said
Yeah.
he was supposed to travel here. He was to help his brother set up businesses with people in town to like buy ore and stuff like that.
So if he's not here, then there's a good chance that Sildor may be correct and that he's been captured as well.
You also get the impression that these guys weren't being quiet about the fact that they've rediscovered the Wave Echo Cave.
Yes, so there's a lot of possibility of people wanting to know what they know.
Do we know how long, like when did they announce they found this cave?
That you don't know.
Right.
Will we know what road Gunner's brother would be traveling in to meet up in this town?
I don't think I said where he'd be coming from. I just said from out of town.
You said that the lady at the Barthen's Provisions said
Yeah.
that they said that the bandits travel a certain road. That's
The
what she said. Yeah.
what is it, bugbears? They hunt on the Tribord Trail, which is the road you guys came in on.
While we're talking, my character's tuning her viol.
Okay. Now I'm assuming you guys are discussing this before you go to sleep, right? Like this is
Yeah, we haven't gone to sleep yet. I
That's
don't
what I
have
was
anything else
Yeah.
to discuss. I think we're going to go into our sleeping rotation now.
Yep, I think so.
Okay, who's taking first watch?
I will.
Okay. Are you like just watching the door from the inside, or
Should we set up something before going to sleep? To make sure to make sure like we hear if anyone comes in besides the guys who are taking watch.
Can we set up some kind of alarm system? Like, do we have that capability?
My character starts looking for cans, just like stack all over the room.
Okay. Shoestring, a bra, a handful of marbles, and a
Like
gong.
ball bearings? Marbles?
Just put a whole bunch of ball bearings all around the room.
Have none of you seen Home Alone?
He also had toy cars, though, in Home Alone.
Wait, you
So-
said there's a bra, ball bearings, marbles, and what?
Shoestring. I needed shoestring. I need shoestring, a bra, a handful of marbles.
Molasses and feathers.
A settling torch, a halfling, 2 ears of corn, a trebuchet, and 1 baylor. If you could do that, I could guard your room. Easy peasy.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
I'm just gonna start
I
setting
go
up,
to
like, little
sleep
ball-
while they're setting all this up.
Okay.
I'm setting
I
up
go to
marbles all over the floor.
Oh my
Just, like
god.
strategically placing marbles on the ground. Like, where would a foot most likely sit?
Yeah. Just gonna put them like all around the door.
Roll
Make a
survival
survival
check.
check.
Well, we are rolling for shit tonight.
You place the ball bearings the best you can, and they look a bit more clumped than you had in your head, but it still feels pretty good that someone comes through this door, they're just gonna eat complete garbage.
Just gonna eat floor.
Or fall on a person. I mean, who knows? So, who was going? Denier was going first.
I was.
Who was?
Didgeridoo.
Um,
I sit like at the wall closest to where the door is, but also closest like down the hallway. So like if we were are we all still at the map of the Stonehill Inn? Or not
that's
like
not
the
Stonehill. Yeah, that's where your tokens are currently. I don't
Okay.
actually have a map for Stonehill Inn.
So if we were staying in this room here, I'm sitting right there, just like with my. You see where I'm pinging?
Yeah, now I do. I wasn't on that map, but
I
I see
am-
what you're thinking now.
Sitting against that wall with my ear towards, like resting against the
Okay.
against the wall.
Yeah, I make a perception check. About 3 hours into your shift, you hear some foot, like a foot pattern that seems a bit out of the norm. Come walking down the hallway towards your room. Stops. Then after maybe 2 or 3 minutes,
I
walks away.
immediately shake the closest person awake. I shake him awake. So they just walk up and walk away, yeah?
Yeah, you wake up Waka.
Okay.
Kind of like eye peeks open. What do you want?
Can I quietly open the door and peek out to see who is walking away?
You can make a stealth check.
Oh god.
The door opens, it creaks a little, but not loud. And you see a human, average height, gray hair, kind of walking with like a staff, wooden, frayed at the top, like it was broken off a tree and just honed down over years of whittling, and like he tried to sculpt it to make it look like it was wind blown. But just you see him walking back down the hallway towards the stairs at the end.
So I immediately run out into the corridor.
Okay.
Hey, sir, did you need something? I am trying to appear friendly, but I had grabbed my quarterstaff and am prepared to fight this gentleman.
My name. My name. No, I don't need anything. And he just kind of stands there, leaning into his staff. Doesn't turn to acknowledge you, just kind of back turned.
What reason do you have for disturbing my sleep?
I was going to visit a friend. Decided it wasn't worth it. He turns and looks at you. He's wearing long blue robe. And the base of his white hair, you see black hair, as if his hair was either dyed white or painted white. He has grayish pale skin, like he's sick. I didn't mean to disturb your sleep. I wish I could repay you for your lost time, but I must be going.
May I ask your name, sir?
No, you may not.
Oh.
I wish you a good night then.
You too. Sorry to have woken you.
So Walker's awake. I walk back into the room, and I wake everyone else.
Okay.
No, I don't want to wake up.
What do you need?
What
What's
do you
going
want?
on?
Someone has been keeping track of us. I think we're
Or is it the ruffians? Have they found us here?
This guy didn't look like a ruffian to you.
yeah, I didn't get that from the with gray hair and blue robes appearance. Someone else is keeping track of us. And that
Gray hair and
makes
blue robes. I haven't
two.
seen anyone like that.
He would not give me his name either. But we have a second party that is now curious to our intentions in this town.
Did he say what he wanted?
Did he look weird?
Aw, dude, he was so weird. He
He was creeping in a hostel in the middle of the night. How much more weirder do you need him to be? Get on that. Get on.
Was-
Give me a minute. I have to shut my door.
He would not tell me his name, and he gave me a generic excuse for as to why he was walking outside of our door in the middle of the night.
What was his excuse?
He wanted to see a friend and decided against it.
It's a hostel. It's a inn. Why would you knock on a stranger's door to see a friend?
Well, he didn't knock on the door. He was just
Oh.
he walked outside of our door and then walked away.
You do know that the door next door to you is Sildar's.
This is true.
Yes, that's true. Your share the other 3-bedroom room is adjacent to him.
I go back to sleep.
I go back to sleep as well.
Is anyone else worried that this
should
guy might
probably
be?
ask Sildar in the morning, and I go back to sleep.
As everyone's tucking back into bed, I apologize for waking them.
Okay.
I throw an apple. No, I'm just kidding.
Throw an apple at him. He fireballs the room.
My last words are better safe than sorry as I shut my eyes.
About 10,000% more paranoid than I always am, my character goes back to keeping watch.
Now I'm paranoid and alone. My party's betrayed me.
Quick, making berry some ashes.
Yeah, right. The rest of your shift ends pretty uneventfully. Just normal creaking of the floors, Pip, checking in on Sildar periodically. Then Daenerys' turn. Roll a perception check.
It like delays when I click it.
That first roll, though.
Yeah, I'm going with the first roll.
Thank God.
Well, I treat this similar to how I would with advantage. I'm just taking the first roll because that was the intended roll, regardless of if it's good or bad. On your night, you notice further up the road, you hear some arguing and bickering, some sort of either misunderstanding or fight seems to be breaking out at the bar up the road that the ruffians seem to frequent. After maybe 3 or 4 minutes, it dies down, and the rest of your night is uneventful. Everyone else sleeps in a bit later to compensate for the fact that Didgeridoo woke them up abruptly, but you do wake up. It's a little later than morning. It's not quite like crack of dawn. Sun's up at this point, just not high. What would you guys like to do?
I wake up and start slowly collecting all the ball bearings.
Okay. It takes you about 20 minutes to pick up all these ball bearings. What's everyone else doing while she's doing this?
I go eat breakfast, hopefully with
Okay.
eggs.
There are no eggs this
Damn it! What do they
Damn
have?
it. I didn't get eggs last night. I was hoping there would be some fresh ones today.
No, today he just has bread and cheese and fruit. It's very holiday and morning breakfast. It's like, here's a bagel. Good luck.
I eat some fruit.
Is there other people? I come down and sit and have some bread, cheese, and fruit. Is there anyone else besides us?
Yeah, there are people that you've recognized from the night beforehand who appear to be patrons. They come here frequently. You haven't seen any other eateries in town, per se, so this seems like a common place to get breakfast and talk in the morning. And the ruffians don't generally hang out here.
Should we wait until Sildar finishes breakfast before we talk to him?
I think that's a good idea. Let him get something in his belly before we start asking him questions.
Hi, I know you haven't finished your morning cup of coffee, and I seen you stab a guy yesterday. So, how's your day?
How's your day going?
We should.
My character's just gonna wait down and wait for him at a table while I'm eating breakfast.
While we wait, can I try to do a performance with my vial? For
Yeah,
some
sure.
Coins?
Absolutely.
What are you using?
A viol is essentially a violin.
Ah,
Isn't it supposed to be viola?
No, it's spelled viol. V-O-L. There's no A at the end.
Yeah, it's not a viola. It's an older instrument.
Oh, okay.
But it's the same thing.
You make 5 copper, as the people in the morning are pretty enticed by the nice little beat you got going. Tapping at your foot, you're feeling the groove. You're enjoying yourself, and everyone seems to be enjoying you enjoying yourself. After breakfast, well, after a while, Sildar makes his way into the bar. Like briefcase style bag in hand, almost like a carpet bag actually. Sits at a table that he was sitting at the night before. Starts grabbing some paper from the inside, puts it on the table, makes a hand gesture towards the bar, and Pip runs over and pours a drink and starts making his way back to Sildar. What do you guys do?
Pip's the owner, right?
No, Pip is the son,
Oh, okay.
and he's little. He's like 8 or 9, human.
So we were going to check out the manor today. Was that what we agreed upon last night?
Yeah, we should also ask Sildar about our visitor last night. Well, the visitor that's gonna come visit him. See if he recognizes him or who he is.
Daenerys like stands near it so she can listen to the conversation, but she doesn't say anything.
as someone who is very disturbed by a visitor last night, I would very much like to talk to Sildar today. Sorry, I stepped away. Did Sildar come down to...
Yeah.
Okay.
He
Is
came
he
down,
eating
but
at a table?
He's at the
He's
table?
at the same table he's been at the multiple nights. This is what now the third night, the third day you've been here.
The beginning of the third day.
It's the same place that he's been at the last 2 mornings. Well, yesterday morning and now today.
But he has not eaten yet. So I don't know if he's
He doesn't
shifted.
appear to be, but he does seem to be getting a drink from Pip.
So I walk over to the table. I signal to Pip. Could I have a drink? Just a ale to start
sure.
the day?
Sure.
Thank you. I
Puts the drink.
immediately grab a chair and sit down.
He puts Sildar's drink on the table, turns back around, darts back to the bar.
I sit fairly close to Sildar, but so that I can look him in the eye.
He's looking down at his paperwork and just like writing stuff, like into a ledger. He too seems to be balancing checkbooks. What do you want?
Sildar,
Yes.
we stayed in the room next to you last night, and
I heard
a
it should be
visitor,
quite a ruckus.
seemed keen on checking up on us. Either
Checking up on-
you or us. Do you know anyone that might have hair that has been lost its color? He's not a particularly old man. It's not grayed through time, but his hair has lost its color, and he wears a blue robe. Carries a staff. Do you know anyone with the description?
He takes a long pause, mouthful of his drink, looks up. Could be Aldrich.
And did you have business with him at in the middle of the night?
I don't have well, I have business with him, but I haven't seen him in 2 months. I'm looking for it. It's the original reason why I came to Phandelver. I agreed to help Gundren as hired arms because I've trained with him before, and we both know our physical capabilities and our combat prowess. It's an easy hire. I did this pro bono, basically. I was already heading here. Why not head with friends?
He didn't tell me his name, and frankly, I was too suspicious of his reasons to make friends with him.
Why is that?
Our run-in with the gang of bandits in town.
He kind of chuckles under his breath for a second. I don't mean to be rude, but there's no way Albrook is a member of the Ruffians. A member of the Lord's Alliance would never fall that low.
I did not know a single thing about the man I met last night. I was only paranoid that someone might be keeping track of us, and he was creeping around our room last night.
Well, I could ask around, see if maybe someone's seen where he went. Presuming you have business for the day.
We did have plans. My only concern was to wonder if this gentleman was out to get to us. And
Well,
since-
if it's Albrecht, he's quite a potent mage in his own right, but I don't think he'd be out to get anyone in this town. I think he's likely been kidnapped by the same bandits that seem to have hold of this place. Or worse, he could be held by the Cragmaw with Gundren.
I listening in on this, I perk up, say, held.
While you guys were having your lovely chat up the road, I pulled some strings. I got a audience with the mayor and seen if maybe I could find some stuff out about my friend. It appears that the Cragmaw Keep, some people that have traveled by have noticed a dwarf that looks like him through some broken windows in the old keep.
Do you know where this keep is?
I know a direction.
Do you mind sharing this information, or
Yeah, it's like 7 pages into the. It's to the northwest. Sorry, northeast. I'm a little disoriented.
And he's saying this about Gundren?
It's a dwarf that meets his description. It could just be a member of the Cragmaws. I have nothing more than that. And as I've stated yesterday, I'm very deep into a process of trying to find Albrecht. I do thank you for the info about the person who is visiting, and he throws it in like air quotes, somebody last night.
And we were all close enough to hear the conversation, even if we weren't participating, correct?
Yeah.
I insight check that bitch.
Okay.
God damn it.
He doesn't appear to be lying. He seems to have genuine grief on his face when he mentions Gundren. He pauses what he was doing with his paperwork to speak. All signs point to the fact he's telling the truth.
If that gentleman was truly there to speak with you last night, I'm sorry I scared him off.
I don't think you scared him off. I think he got cold feet.
You know him better than I do, then. For that's truly what he said to me. He decided against speaking with whatever friend he was there to meet.
Breaking contact with the Lord's Alliance for this long will be met with stern punishment, probably a loss of his title at the minimum. Fining, tariffs, it'd be pretty brutal for him. So he might have just decided to stay in the wind, or wherever he is.
I'm curious if you are familiar with one of the ruffians we met yesterday. We interrogated, and he said his leader was went by the title the Glass Staff. Would you happen to know anything about that?
No, unfortunately not. Well, outside of some info from apparently he's the leader of the ruffians, they're called, or the red bards, red beards, the pricks in town. But outside of that, no, I don't know much.
All right. Well, at least you were more helpful to us today than you were yesterday, and I thank you for that.
I do wish you luck in your endeavors, and I do hope dearly you find Gundren.
Thank you. Now, do you think we should leave Sildar to his breakfast while we discuss our plans for the day? Things seem to have changed a bit.
Do you want to discuss it here or in the room?
Let's go back to the room and discuss it.
Yeah, let's go back to the room.
Alright, you guys make your way back upstairs.
But not before I raise my eyebrow at the dude.
Sildar.
Sildar, yes. To let him know I'm always suspicious of his activities.
He just kind of chuckles, shakes his head, and goes back to his paperwork.
And then I march up to the room.
Okay. You guys make it upstairs. There's no, interference or anything like that.
Do we want to scout out the sleeping giant, or attempt to find this shack in that unclear direction? Investigate.
Well, we have a direction now. That's more than what we had yesterday. Northeast.
Cragmar Keep.
Cragmar Keep, northeast. We also know that they patrol near the Tribor Trail, which is also
North of here.
East, northwest. Well, it points off northwest, right?
From Phandelver, it's kind of northwest from here.
Okay.
So do we head that way, or do we check out the sleeping giant?
Well, if the Cragmalls do patrol the road, there's a good chance that there's an offshoot to the left of the road somewhere that would lead to the Cragmaw Keep. Traveling from away from this town. So we could try to go see if we can find that offshoot.
You wanna walk towards Cragmaw, the direction of Cragmaw Keep, but off the path?
Yeah, so take the Triboard Trail. We know it's northeast of here. The Triboard Trail goes northwest, so there should be some type of path or offshoot or something that would go to the keep. If they truly do patrol Triboard Trail as was told to us.
Have we tried seeing if anyone has a map in town?
You guys haven't
Actually-
tried.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. Let's see if we can find a map. I asked the innkeeper where we might be able to purchase a map from.
I don't know anyone with particular skills in cartography. Shrugs his shoulders. Your guess is as good as mine.
It would just have to be of the local area.
Maybe a farmer? I genuinely don't know.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So, what do you guys do?
Well, we could go try to spy on the manor with 40 ruffians that may or may not be trying to kill us right now. Or we can go try to look for Cragmaw Keep. Up to y'all.
Well, it sounds like we have to choose which is our priority. Following the lead on Gundren's potential location, or dealing with this gang. What is our priority?
My priority should be clear at this point.
Geth, you've been a little quiet. What are your thoughts? I'm sorry,
brought-
Hammer.
No, it's fine. I was brought here to deal with the gang. That's what the order sent me for. My vote's gang. I have no tie to your friend.
I feel as though clearing out the gang will get the town on our side. And as far as having a base of operation to kind of return to, should we need rest, would be good. And that's what we would achieve should we clear out this gang.
So that's 2 for gang, 1 for Gundren.
What if Gundren is being tortured? Does he have the time while we clear out the gang?
I don't think so. I don't want, if he's being tortured, I don't want to leave him in their hands for more than any longer than necessary.
You said it's 2 for gang, 1 for Gundren.
Currently, yes.
Okay.
Amarin and no one hasn't voted yet.
I say we go for a Gundren. This town's not going to be burned down in one day by this gang. Gundren may not have one day.
It's up to you. You're the deciding vote.
I noticed. I was like, of course it would be me.
No
I agree.
pressure.
I agree. I think we should go for Gundren first. I think the gang can come afterwards. They've been here for a while now. And Gundren, like you guys said, probably has only counted minutes.
Didgeridoo, saddened by the prospect of not being able to collect more red bandanas, agrees with the party.
I promise you, we will get you so many red bandanas, you can sew a cloak. How does that sound?
Without words, I smile very excitedly.
A cloak of bandanas.
A cloak of many bandanas.
So I guess we try to go north, go via the Tribord Trail to see if we can find any way of going northeast from there.
Okay. When do you guys want to leave? Like immediately, or?
I don't think we have any other business in town, do we?
We have our provisions. Do we have enough rations and torches for a few days?
I have 2 days of rations. And if need be, I can perhaps, let's see. No, I don't get that spelled to level 2. Never mind. We can go buy rations and supplies before we set out, if that's what y'all wish.
I think a few more rations might be a good idea.
I guess we're gonna go to Barthen's Provisions then.
Okay, you guys make it there uneventfully. You don't see any ruffians following you. Streets are mostly clear. You get in there, and this time there's a younger male. Half elf, black hair. Just putting stock away. Long white, almost like a robe. How may I help you? He says as you guys walk into the door.
We are looking to buy some rations and provisions for several days worth of travel.
What do you mean by several days? One extra day? 10 extra days?
Let's say 3 days.
Yeah, wait, how many are you?
5.
So 3 extra days for 5 people? It's 15 rations?
Yes. We are 5, right? I'm not miscounting.
Yep, 5.
Yeah, there's 5 of us. I haven't been keeping track of my rations apparently.
Well, it was 10 days here in travel.
I mean, like, we would have brought rations with, like, Shirley Gundren gave us rations for the trip.
Yeah, they were in the wagon.
Source
And then
comes
we've
with
mostly
10,
eaten
correct?
here since then, so it's like...
It'd be 7 gold, 5 silver.
I hand over the money.
Kind of reaches into a like a crate you would put fruit in, lifts it up. It's got pre-packaged meals in it. Here you go. The basket's included in the price.
Alright, I hand out the rations, 3 each.
And I give her my split of whatever the rations cost, which I don't actually know.
I don't pay any attention and just focused on getting out.
I stuff the provisions in my pack and immediately head outside
Okay.
to look around.
Are you looking for something in particular?
Just seeing what's going on around town. I'm not like leaving the. I'm basically standing on the porch, just seeing what's going on in the street in front of me.
Okay. It's uneventful. There's just people walking from building to building. Some small shoppers are walking past the store towards the miners' market in town. Stuff like that. It's nothing big. It's a small town. Not much happens here outside of gang activity, apparently. Is that all?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the rest of the party.
Anybody else doing anything?
Do
Nope.
we need anything else other than rations? Are we good to head out?
I'm stocked and ready to go.
All right, you guys truck off in your wagon. Do you have a wagon?
We do not have a wagon. Should we get a wagon?
Do we need a wagon?
We have no idea because we don't even know where we're going.
Yeah, I thought we gave our wagon over to Barthen's provisions.
Yeah.
I was just
Well,
gonna-
it's Gundren's wagon.
Is it still there?
You do see it kind of peeking around from the back of the building.
I go back in and ask how much he wants for the wagon.
It's not for sale. It belongs to another person.
Belongs to Gundren, right?
Yes.
Well, we're off to save Gundren, so I don't think he will mind us taking it.
Well, if that's the case, the wagon's yours.
And so I guess that settles that. We have a wagon, guys.
That was
So-
fairly easy.
Do we have a way of pushing this carriage? Do we have a horse?
I was just gonna leave the horses with it and not go too deep into this
Okay.
rabbit hole. There's a lot of small moments like that where you can like get the party where you're like, you guys didn't buy horses, who's pulling the wagon? One day into the adventure.
Can we also assume that we have horse feed, oats, and stuff for the horse as well? Horse
Yeah.
rations? Okay.
Just leftover supplies that were in Gundren's wagon.
It's a fully equipped wagon.
Fully stocked wagon of your choice. You guys make it up the trail heading towards the Tribor Trail. It takes maybe 5 hours before you reach the Tribor Trail proper, and you make your way northeast up the road. And as predicted, you do notice a small trail veers off towards the tree line, maybe another 5 miles to the north of where you are. It's a bit overgrown. It's definitely rough path, but it's there. And after another maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you hear a loud clunk and a crack sound, and the wagon tips in the front right corner, slamming into the ground, dragging about 40 feet as the horses pull it stubbornly and then come to a stop. The front right wagon wheel appears to be shattered completely.
This
not
is the
any
Oregon
spares,
Trail.
Are there?
What was that?
There's not any spare wheels in the wagon, is there?
No, Cal's character's face caught all of those, so
Wait, what?
we're fresh out of wagon wheels. I need you guys to make a perception check.
Actually, this would be with disadvantage for me.
Yes, because it's in the
Daylight.
daylight. Good disadvantage. Good.
Yeah.
Well,
Good call on yourself.
That's 7. You just gotta. You should have just stayed. No.
Hey, I want to be accurate.
Sweet. About 80 feet up the road, you notice some rustling behind a very large bush, almost like a small tree. Thick, dense, there's rocks on the ground around it. Can everyone see your tokens?
Yes.
Yep.
Yar.
Yes.
Cool. Up where I pinged. Yeah, up where I pinged. You hear rustling in the brush. Well, like I said, small tree line, basically.
What is that?
That I will show you shortly.
I hope we didn't like step into the wrong area and we're just out leveled. Like in an MMO, you go to the wrong zone. You're like level 12 and then you're like in like a level 60 zone.
You're like, oh shit.
To be honest, that's kind of why I wanted to beat up on the gang.
You
They
walk
seem like a
into
bunch of
a red
punks.
dragon's lair.
No, Kish, they found an ogre.
Oh no.
An ogre man.
You find
Oh,
a lumbering giant, maybe 8, 9 feet tall, fat, bare chest. Well, bare chested is no shirt. He's kind of got a large loincloth wrapped around his waist, and he's dragging what appears to be a downed small tree. On his waist, he has a bag about the size of a backpack itself, wrapped around his waist, similar to a fanny pack. He makes eye contact with you guys.
Does he like? He makes eye contact. Does he like look angry or happy or?
He looks angry. He snorts for a second. He snorts similar to like a bulldog and stomps his foot on the ground.
I look around to see if that's a signal for others to join him. It's
Make a perception check. I'm sorry, it would have been an insight check.
Oh.
My bad. Better roll.
okay.
It appears to be some sort of. It doesn't appear to be like he's calling for help. It does appear though like he's prepping himself.
I knock an arrow as I let out a long drawn sigh at my imminent
I need
2 hit
everyone to
points.
roll initiatives.
What amazing rolls.
Oh God, I forgot to add that.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Oh
I'm
crap!
sorry.
I forgot to click my token. God damn it! Every time.
That's
Oh,
okay because I
shit.
forgot to
Me
bring up the
too.
actual turn order. So. Okay, well, Amory, what was your first roll? 7.
It's not much better.
Okay. Denier and Kalena, I need you to roll again.
That's a long line of shit rolls.
Yeah, we've been rolling like crap tonight.
Don't worry, fam. I got you.
Oh no.
Shit.
Wait, the 15's for Waka's character, right?
Yeah, I was rolling for Waka's character.
Oh, thank God. We got one, boys.
I got 2. Denier had a 17 originally. I was asking you guys to roll again because I didn't have the turn order up, so I wanted to put all of you on the turn order, and I was adjusting it to your first rolls.
Oh, okay, I see.
Denier, you see the ogre snort, stomp his foot, and an arrow get knocked by Kalena. What would you like to do?
I will use Channel Divinity, invoke Duplicity, and I will create my duplicate. Let's see, I can do 30 feet away. Create my duplicate like right here. And then for the rest
Can
of my
you move
turn,
the duplicate? Sweet.
yes.
Thanks.
And for the rest of my turn, I will like hide behind this tree right here.
Okay.
That's what that ends my turn.
Geth draws his battle axe and shield. Moves up next to the rock, takes a defensive posture. Like pinning the shield to the rock and covering himself between the rock and the shield. Omri, what would you like to do?
I'm going to move up a few feet and pull out my short bow.
Okay.
Is it an action to take out your weapon?
It
No.
can be part of your action when you
Yes.
attack.
Correct.
I've learned a lot about this week.
I'm just gonna go for it.
Okay, make your attack. 21 hits. As its unarmored body doesn't seem to be able to defend well against this arrow. It strikes right above its left breast, and it pierces in about 2 inches and just kind of like wobbles in the fatness of his rotund body. It grunts and snaps off the back of the arrow and looks at it and like licks it a bit, drops it on the ground.
Well, that's not good.
Doesn't appear to be quite phased though. It took that hit much better than the goblins and hobgoblins and wolves that you fought beforehand have. Anything else you would like to do?
I'm gonna. I didn't use my whole movement. Can I just move over so the rock's kind of between us?
Yeah.
Alright, that's on my turn.
I just wanted to double check something on Invoke Duplicity. Okay, cool. Kalena, you're up.
How tall are the boulders?
About 3 feet, 4 feet. The large rocks are tall. The small ones are like 2 feet at most.
Okay, so for my position, I'm going to take a shot at the ogre.
Okay. You hit. As this arrow strikes next to the previous arrow, it grunts at the impact, as this one seems to have. It's more aware that this is happening. Really, it's starting to get pissed. It breaks off this arrow, throws it on the ground, and you can see blood starting to pour from both wounds.
Alright, as I move behind this rock, I say, crap, 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 and that's my turn.
Okay. The ogre, with its surprisingly fast movement because of its long stride, kind of blitzes next to Geth and the illusion and takes a swipe at Geth. Missing as it strikes on the shield and rock. Wow, my voice is kind of cutting out there. It strikes into the shield and into the rock. Frustratedly, it yells out in... does anyone speak giant?
I do not know.
I do not.
Cool, just yells out. Didgeridoo, you're up.
I cast Magic Missile.
Okay. Well, it hits. Your barrage of arcane energy pierces or erupts from your hand, blurring past Omri, going over the shoulder of Geth, and all three slamming into the ogre. You're hitting him pretty hard and injuring him pretty bad, as one enters in his spleen area, the other one in his center sternum, leaving about an arrow-sized hole pretty deep in, and they bleed profusely. He starts to wobble a bit from the impact and just looks in your direction, unsure of where the barrage came from. Anything else?
I look at him smugly, and end my turn.
Okay. Denier.
Okay, let me check one thing. That's 10, that's 20, that's 25. I will hold, I will move my duplicate, as my bonus action, I will, actually, I'll just cast Bless on, Girth,
Gath.
Geth, Amir, not Amir. I'm so bad at
Omri.
names. Omri and Didgeridoo through my duplicate.
Okay.
So they have Bless now.
I'm back.
You have Bless casted on you.
And that in my turn.
Okay. Gets. Battle axe in hand, he's going to take a swing at this guy. And he hits. Just not with the sharp side of the battle axe.
Oh, no.
And the blunt side of it just bounces off his rotund stomach.
Come on, Geth. Are you an amateur or what?
Yeah, pretty much. Amateur. And kind of like turtles up behind the rock and shield again. Omri, your turn.
I am going to use Vicious Mockery.
We're going to insult the ogre.
I'm going to insult the ogre.
Tell me your joke.
Doesn't have to be a joke, Hammer.
Oh, tell me the insult.
I've seen prettier goblins than you.
Goblin. Dumb. He just nods his head, and you see like blood start to peer from the back of his, like where your tear ducts are, and drip a little from where his ears are.
He just kind of acknowledges that you insulted him, comparing him to a goblin, just by just saying like, "Yeah, goblins are dumb."
Pretty
You
much,
don't-
yep.
He don't know, man.
Yeah, your mom probably looks like Moog. Wait a minute.
Listen, I'm just trying to get him to miss on hitting us right now.
Is that all you do?
I will give Geth a bardic inspiration. Okay, do
Uh,
that with a bonus action.
I could use it to I could put it on my attack rolls, skill checks, and saves. Correct?
Yes.
Only before if you know they hit. Or before the
Oh yeah, I
DM
know.
says
Only,
they hit.
only-
So, good luck with that.
Look, I was just gonna add it to the roll with like bless and just roll it all at once.
Just stack them all up.
Yeah, pretty much. I was just gonna be like, okay, he has all of these bonuses. If it hits, it hits. It's the only way I can handle it from my perspective. But okay, Kalena, your turn.
All right. Is the rock that I am behind 2-3 feet tall?
Is what?
The rock that I am behind, this one, 2 or 3 feet
Yeah,
tall.
it's like 3 feet tall.
Okay, so from behind it, can I shoot over it to hit the thing?
Yeah, unless you're like smaller than 3 feet tall.
No, 5 feet average, I think it is.
Yeah. You could shoot over this.
Okay, then I will do that. Or attempt to.
13 hits. This arrow pierces into his sternum area, and you hear a crack as the arrow hits something hard and breaks through it, sinking in maybe another 2 inches deeper than it would have normally. This giant monstrosity lets out a wail, like he's been like you stubbed your toe, like that, and stomps on the ground again. Looks in your direction now as opposed to didgeridoo. That's it.
Let me see. Can I take my movement to get to where I have the arrow currently pointed to? Don't know how it's gonna work.
Yeah.
Okay, so I move
Yeah,
there. And that is my turn.
Okay. The ogre moves around Geth, looks at the bard who insulted him a second ago. That tree goes up. Does a 15 hit you?
He has disadvantage on attack rolls.
Does a 15 hit you?
Dang it! Yeah.
Ogres are unfortunately strong.
This is it, guys. This is it, guys. This is how I go.
You take 17 points of bludgeoning damage
Shit.
Oh.
as that tree that he was dragging behind him cracks thunderously into the entirety of your body.
How you doing, Amory?
Branches splinter off, and
I'm near death.
You hear cracking. Some of it could be tree. Some of it could be you. Who goblin now? Spits on you. Didgeridoo. You're up.
I'm just looking back like, help.
Holy God.
Magic missile will not let me down. And I cast it again.
I mean, that's kind of the point of magic missile. It hits. This barrage of arcane torrent just strikes it in a variety of different angles that you've never quite seen before from magic missile. And you see the legs of the ogre buckle and it falls to a knee and braces itself on the tree that it has and pushes himself back up, and he starts to wobble on his feet, and his eyes are kind of glazed over, blood pouring profusely from all of his wounds now.
I glare angrily at him, but I end my turn.
He's looking in your direction, more so like he's looking towards the brush you're standing by, not necessarily at you. He's just kind of like looking off in the distance. Denier.
I will move my duplicate here.
Sure.
And I will cast Cure Wounds on Emery through my duplicate.
Okay.
Recover 5 health points.
Better than nothing. That's 5 higher than before.
And that will end my turn.
Okay. Geth's going to take a swing.
Use the sharpen this time, Geth.
The pointy end.
It's what, 1925? Well, that hits. And as this time the bite of the axe manages to find purchase in the ogre, cutting all the way in to the handle, and pulls it out in a thick sucking sound as the fat just kind of like coalesces over the axe. Blood splatters all over his face, and the ogre just falls backwards. That ends combat.
Well,
And you
that
guys-
was
Yay!
And
That
you
was a
guys get
near-death
90
experience.
90?
90 experience per person. It's in chat.
So 475 total, correct?
Yeah. When do we hit
475.
level 3?
900.
Geth walks up behind
Oh.
you, Omri, and places his hands over, like on your, one on the top of your head and the other one on your shoulder, and you feel this warm, soothing sensation pour through his hands and overtake your body, and you heal 10 points.
Thank you, Geth.
Nods his head, resheaths his longsword, or resheaths his battle axe. And even though it's 15 minutes early, I'm going to end it here.
Alrighty.
Okie dokie. Sounds good to me. So I guess we're just hanging around the cart, waiting to be on our way again.
You guys could roleplay the rest of it. Basically, you're going to get to the what was going to happen was you were going to get to the outside of the keep, and then it'd probably be too late for me to do anything with that. So I was just like, I'll end it here.
All right.
We could roleplay the fact that you guys get to the end of the keep through the text channel.
I
Okay.
think we'll probably like take a short rest though.
I agree. If you want to take a short rest, we could still do that now. Like, we still have time on the
Yeah,
clock,
let's
basically.
take that now. Just to like heal up and everything.
And
Wait, hold
I
on.
will search for my 2 arrows,
Uh,
recovering
okay,
half.
you fired 4 shots.
I fired 2, so I would recover half for 1, correct?
Fire 1, yeah. You get it back. It takes about a minute.
Alrighty. Thank you.
You pull it from the ogre.
I was the only one hit though. Never mind.
I mean, still, you want that extra 1d6 hit points back with your hit die? I mean, do you even want to use a hit die?
No, I'm good for now.
Okay.
That's what I was saying. I was the only one hit, so it doesn't make any sense.
What
to
you
use
get
it.
for insulting ogres?
What?
That's what you get for insulting ogres. Hey, ask Cal about the. I don't know if Cal
My
told you.
character
Well,
got
I know Cal
ballsy.
told you, Irma. I'm pretty sure Cal told you, Irma. But for the rest of the party, Cal's character, when he got introduced in my game, got introduced with Kish. And they were on a trail next to Tribor, looking for this large beast thing that ransacked a wagon and tore it in half, injuring most of the people involved critically. And 2 ogres, they encounter 2 ogres, one with a wagon wheel and the other one with like a plank of wood. And Cal almost got beat to death with a wagon wheel.
Oh, that's where that story came from.
Oh, that's why there's the wagon joke.
That's fantastic.
Sometimes you gotta pander to your audience. I know you guys are listening, you fuckers.
He's actually been asleep for a while. He just
Okay.
woke up.
I'm sure it's because he heard ogre. It's fine. He heard ogre, wagon wheels, like, huh? No.
He heard someone getting bashed with an ogre.
Hey, let me tell you, we lost that free cart really quickly.
Right?
Well, actually, I could cast mending on it.
Ooh.
Oh.
It's almost like I planned this. Dun dun dun.
Wait, scripted combat? No. You wouldn't do that to us, would you?
Counter scripted, maybe. Maybe I didn't. I don't know.
I've made my chat side go away in Roll20, and I don't know how to bring it
The
back.
little 3 dots at the top, like the 3 bars.
There should be a pop-up somewhere. You might be able to close that as well.
Oh, okay, I got it. I feel really dumb now.
Don't worry, it happened to all of us at some point.
Yep. At least once per session, I drag the chat out accidentally.
Wait, so I can use mending for the wagon wheel, right?
Yes.
The larger the break, the longer it takes to work, right? Or multiple casts are necessary?
This would probably take 2, I'd say 3 casts actually, because it's pretty profusely broken.
I mean, it's like a 6-second trend. Oh no, it's
No.
a minute, right?
Ending is a minute.
Yeah, so it's like 2 minutes to fix the wheel.
Oh, but no, I
Signature.
cast it in combat once. 10 whole rounds of me doing literally nothing. It was the best encounter I've ever been in. It's just me casting mending on a giant hole in a door. I had to cast it twice.
Wait,
it was
wasn't
like
that the first
Nothing.
game you guys were playing?
in the first
In Kish's game?
one of the first encounters in Kish's game. Yep.
Did
I
you
remember because he said he had mage hand through the gate.
did you lose concentration at round 9?
Nope.
Because that would be terrible.
Made it all the way to the end, man. That whole part, the party went ham trying to keep me safe. Yami's character ran through the hole in the door. Cal's character was doing mage hand shenanigans and casting spells through the hole in the door. I'm just welding.
That's fantastic.
Got divine welding going on in a corner.
I knew mending would come in handy.
Mending is like by far my favorite. It's one of my favorite cantrips for reasons like this.
I considered
that.
taking it, but I didn't.
I didn't take it on my second cleric
I don't.
intentionally.
If I were to go again, I would probably not take Sacred Flame or Spare the Dying.
Spare the Dying is actually pretty useful. I wish I took Spare the Dying. I wish I also took Mending because the time I didn't take it, we could have used it to fix a leaky boat. Thank you, Syl.
Well, Sacred Flame is somewhat good for my character because it bypasses the disadvantage I would have in daylight because it's just a dex save.
Yeah.
So there is some logic to using Sacred Flame at some points.
Then I mean, it's not exactly like you can't. You could weave it into doing things like you cast prayer mending and then that, or I'm sorry, word of mending and then that.
No, you mean Healing Word?
Yes,
All of
I do
them.
mean healing word, but my brain is thoroughly fried.
Ogre was not as scary as I thought it was going to be.
Oh no, it was. It definitely was.
It was that scary. My life
ogre wasn't as
flashed
scary
by.
as I thought it was going to be. Almost one piece to party member.
Well,
Yeah, he
well,
did.
well. Consider this. Like, I was not anywhere near the ogre, really.
I went from 20 to 3 hit points.
When the ogre's not standing right next to you, it's not so scary.
Now, to put things into perspective, that room that we were just talking about was 4 of these,
It's like so.
and bigger, more stronger, these. Kish's character got got belly bombed for what was it, 27 damage?
And grappled.
Yeah,
Technically.
and grappled. It was brutal.
Oh
I was
man.
I was expecting to like have to go through like 3 or 4 more rounds of combat to kill it. So
Oh, if I had my usual
No.
rolls and missed, I think we would have.
No, you guys were doing pretty nice chunks. It only had 59 HP. So, like, 9 damage. You were taking, like, a fifth of its HP away almost every attack.
both me and Didgery burned 2 spell slots, so that's painful.
Uh-huh.
Well, if we're taking a
So-
short rest, I mean, 4 hours is all I need to get them all back.
Well, a short rest is an hour.
You
Oh.
can't you can only use you can't use trance to like get it back in the middle of the day though.
This trance is the replacement effect for your long rest.
So essentially, like the way it's written, it sounds like you can do it, but the ruling is that you still need 8 hours of rest. It's just you only have to spend 4 of those 8 hours sleeping.
Hammer, I have a question because my bard hit level 2 last
Okay.
time,
Yeah.
and I got a spell Jack of all trades, but I want to know if I have to do this manually.
No, in your character sheet, there's actually a way to do it, and I'll show you in a second.
Okay.
In your character sheet, there's a cogwheel right next to spells. Click it. Okay, scroll all the way down. Okay, in the center of your screen, you'll see like acrobatics, animal handling, all of the like skills list. At the very bottom, there's Jack of all trades with an open box next to it. Click it. Ta-da! Now just go back, scroll up to the top, and just go back to core. Done.
Ooh, okay. That's convenient.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, Hammer, for a great session.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
No problem.
Thanks,
I
Hammer.
do what I do.
I'm gonna go back and rewatch.
Go and figure out what happened last week.
Yeah, I was just like, my character's clueless. Like, I was just gonna pass it off as she was really drunk that whole time.
Yeah, that's basically what happened.
The video is still up, so you can do that. And the notes I sent you has, was it 10:50? That's 10:50
Yeah.
p.m. Eastern, so I don't know what that timestamp would be in the video for that note.
Okay. Yeah, I just gotta piece together everything I've written down.
Yeah, I know it's pretty haphazard and terrible. I'm so terrible at taking D&D notes.
It's okay. I just took notes for this one, so I gotta like piece together like a puzzle, like what between your notes and my notes, and
Yeah.
watching it, rewatching it, and figuring out what happened.
We were basically in town all day, so it's a lot of role play and travel around. So there's a lot of content in it.
All right. Well, I'll let you guys go. It was a fun night. I look forward to next week.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Show up and I'll keep running. Do-do-do.